This video is brought to you by Straight Goods News, Canada's alternative online news source. Visit straightgoods.ca.
Do you find it acceptable that you...
Absolutely not acceptable. I mean, what are we talking about here? For Mr. Miller to make this kind of statement, make this kind of speech, it's just ridiculous. It takes a whole debate to a terrible low. I mean, but as everyone has ever said, I mean, anybody who raises the name of Adolf Hitler in a debate always loses. Why would you possibly make that comparison? It's a ludicrous, ridiculous, cheap, horrible comparison. But I think of the lives that have been lost, of the Canadians who died, of the people who've struggled in the war against Adolf Hitler, and for Mr. Miller to compare the registry of guns, which happens in most jurisdictions, many jurisdictions around the world, to compare that to Adolf Hitler is it's just impossible to understand how somebody could think that way or come up with that kind of a comparison and think he's either being intelligent or constructive. It's just a ridiculously destructive remark.
In English, on torture...
I am speaking English. I was speaking English.
on torture and CSIS. When you were at the CSIS review board, did this issue ever come up?
Never came up. I mean, I don't quite know exactly what it is that Mr. Taves is talking about. I mean, what he seems to be saying is we obviously can't use evidence gained by torture in a court, but information that is received from countries that routinely use torture. The problem with that information is that it's frequently completely unreliable, and that's the problem with it. I mean, I think we all want to protect Canadian lives. We all want to protect people. We all want to make sure that people are protected, but if you look at the examples where torture has been used to extract information, it is not information that anybody can rely on. That's one of the reasons why it's not usable in a court, because it simply is extracted by virtue of directing great pain towards an individual.
But you wanted to see a directive. I mean, the directive obviously is dealing with something.
I want to see exactly what it is and that Mr. Taves thinks he's condoning or thinks he's allowing. That's somehow a change or different than what would normally be the circumstance, because it's not clear to me how exactly what he thinks.
Or an attack to act on information even if you know it's been obtained.
You'll have to forgive me, but any answer about torture that takes more than 5 seconds is not a very good answer. Torture is not acceptable. Information gained from torture is not acceptable. That's the end of the subject.